Hello, you are watching VNA News Agency's Daily Bulletin. Following are the headlines. Key Vietnam-Cambodia border markers inaugurated. National Assembly Chairman Hung visits Guangdong Province. International arrivals to Ho Chi Minh City hits 4.7 million in 2015. Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng and his Cambodian counterpart Hun Sen have witnessed the inauguration ceremonies of the two new border markers, number 30 and number 275, at international border gates of the Lệ Thanh Ô Sa Đao and Tịnh Biên Phnom Penh on December 26. Speaking at the border marker number 30 on the border of Cambodia's Ratanakiri and Vietnam's Gia Lai province in the morning, Prime Minister Dũng said the inauguration will also help facilitate border management and cooperation in all fields, particularly economics, trade, investment and tourism, between Gia Lai and Ratanakiri provinces and the two countries at large.
The inauguration of marker number 30 and the road connecting two checkpoints of the Lệ Thanh Ô Sa Đao International Border Gate, together with the inauguration of marker number 275 in the afternoon, have marked the fact that nearly 90% of demarcation and border marker erection along the shared border have been completed.
For his part, Prime Minister Hun Sen stated that today's remarkable historical achievement has greatly contributed to turning our clearly defined border into a region of peace, friendship, comprehensive cooperation and development, thus serving the two people's desire for peace and prosperity. He reaffirmed that the Cambodian government is consistent in maintaining its stance of building the shared borderline between Cambodia and Vietnam into a clear and concrete borderline on the basis of national and international laws. Also in the afternoon, the two prime ministers attended the inauguration ceremony of the border marker number 275 on the border of Cambodia's Da Kieu and Vietnam's An Giang provinces. Both have described the inaugurations as a great political event in the bilateral relations between Vietnam and Cambodia. Vietnam and Cambodia started erecting these two new border markers in November, following an MOU signed between the two governments in April 2015. National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng met Chairman of the Standing Committee of the Guangdong Provincial People's Congress, Hoàng Long Yun, on December 26 as part of his visit to China. At the meeting, National Assembly Chairman Hùng stressed the relations between Vietnam and Guangdong Province plays an important part in the overall Vietnam-China ties. The province has earned both geographically close and history of deep link with Vietnam. Guangdong is where Vietnamese-led President Ho Chi Minh and other revolutionary forebears used to live and work. Hung also affirmed Vietnam always attaches importance to boosting the Vietnam-China Comprehensive Strategic Cooperation Partnership, including the relations between Vietnamese localities and Guangdong Province. The Vietnamese Party, State and National Assembly will create favorable conditions for Chinese businesses to invest and do business in Vietnam, he said. During the meeting, Chairman Hung also expressed his deep sympathy to China over the losses caused by the recent landslides in Shenzhen City. For his part, Hoàng Long Yun said Guangdong is collaborating with Vietnam's northern port city of Hải Phòng to build a cooperation trade area. He expressed his hope that Chairman Hung and the Vietnamese government will support and create conditions for the implementation of the project. On this occasion, Chairman Hung visited the historical relic of the Vietnam Revolutionary Youth League, the memorial site of Chinese revolutionary leader Sun Yat-sen, and paid floral tribute to Vietnamese martyr Phạm Hồng Thái in Hoang Hoa Gang Memorial Park. Earlier on December 25th, Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng met with Secretary of the Hunan Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Provincial People's Congress, Su Shu-sheng, while visiting the province. Su Shu-sheng welcomed the Vietnamese leader's visit and believed that It will strengthen the time-honored amity and comprehensive strategic cooperation partnership between Vietnam and China. At the meeting, the Vietnamese National Assembly chairman asked Chinese localities, including Hunan, to effectively implement the agreements reached by the nation's leaders. Earlier the same day, the Vietnamese leader paid tribute to late Chinese President Mao Zedong at the memorial site in his hometown, Hunan's Shaoshan city. The gross domestic product in Vietnam is estimated to expand 6.68% in 2015, higher than its target of 6.2% set out by the National Assembly, announced the General Statistics Office in Hanoi on December 26. According to the Statistics Office, the growth rate is also higher than those of the years between 2011 and 2014. This has reflected the fact that the Vietnam's economic recovery is on a solid path. In 2015, industry, construction and services contributed remarkably to the growth. The office also pointed out the poor performances in the forestry and fisheries sectors, and trade deficit has slowed the economic growth. This year has also witnessed business recovery, with the number of new business registrations increased by 26.6%. The value of fruit and vegetable exports have climbed nearly 124% from a year earlier in the 11 months leading up to December to $1.67 billion. The Vietnam Fruit and Vegetable Association attributed the positive results principally to a bountiful harvest and sustained higher outbound shipments to China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. China was the largest market for the 11-month period, accounting for a 65% market share, with exports reaching $989.67 million, a hike of nearly 270% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, consignments to Japan, the second-largest fruit and vegetables importer, nearly doubled at $62.32 million. The Japanese market is a bellwether for the future of exports in the global markets, as products meeting the stringent quality and safety standards of Japan will likely pass muster in most other markets around the world. Hence, ongoing structural changes in the fruit and vegetable industry are needed to drive food supply chains to adopt closer coordination between farmers, producers and exporters to better meet consumer demands. Impacts of the El Niño phenomenon do not threaten Vietnam's this year rice production, which is estimated at about 45.2 million tons, 230,000 tons higher than the yearly target.
Around 50,000 hectares of land for rice cultivation in the central region were hit by severe droughts this year, of which 10,000 hectares had to be shifted to more drought-resistant crops. Meanwhile, more than 9,000 rice hectares in southern provinces have been seriously affected by saltwater intrusion. Yet average output rose by 0.1% to 5.77 tons per hectare, attributed to the timely weather forecast and accurate analysis of the situation. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development reported the country has earned roughly $3,660 per hectare of cultivable land, a slight increase of $155 against 2014. According to the National Hydrometeorological Service, the El Niño pattern in 2015 and 2016 will be as serious as the recorded pattern 1997 to 1998, but it will be longer and cover a wider area.
International tourists to Ho Chi Minh City are estimated to reach 4.7 million in 2015, up 7% against last year.
Domestic holidaymakers flocking to the city has also seen a rise of 13% compared to 2014, hitting 19.3 million. This helped bring local tourism's total revenue to more than $420 million, up 10% year-on-year. The city has proven itself as the country's leading tourism hub, remarkably contributing to the national macroeconomic restructuring. Over recent years, the city has launched plenty of campaigns on mass media to promote its tourist destinations with focus on service professionalism. This year, the city is set to welcome 5.1 million international tourists and 21.8 million domestic ones.
When autumn comes, the fragrance of gốm, or sticky rice flakes, spreads widely in Tu Lệ Commune, Panchen District, the northern mountainous province of Yên Bái. Made from Tu Lệ young sticky rice, gốm is a specialty of local Thai ethnic people. Let's visit the commune to see how Thai ethnic people make gốm. Nature has endowed Tu Lệ with perfect water source and soil, which facilitates its cultivation of glutinous rice, a precious food. From this kind of rice, local people here make green, sticky, and greasy gốm, making it an attraction to tourists whenever they visit the locality.
I come from Hanoi. I have heard about Tu Lệ gốm many times, but this is my first time visiting the locality and watching how they make gốm with my own eyes. I think local people should preserve and develop this practice to attract visitors. Gốm here is chewier and more flavory than the one in Hanoi.
Gốm is made manually by several simple tools. After cutting unripe glutinous rice from the field, Thai women pluck it off the ears. Then they roast, husk, braid, and stiff and winnow the rice from 3 to 4 times to make the gốm flat and maintain the taste of Tu Lệ glutinous rice. The most important step in roasting. We should adjust the fire in order to make the gốm green and sticky. According to locals' traditional customs, before a crop ends, people make gốm to worship the ancestors and thank them for a bumper crop. Nowadays, due to the increasing demand of tourists, Thai people have set up establishments to make gốm. There are about 150 households making gốm in the village. The practice brings them 20 million Vietnam dong each season.
Nowadays, as the practice of making gốm develops to meet the increasing demand, local authorities encourage the people to preserve and uphold the practice. We are working with the agricultural sector to preserve the glutinous rice variety and make it a kind of product for trading.
Visiting Tu Lệ Commune these days, we can see local women, regardless their ages, are busy with making gốm. They are very happy with the work, as their specialty will follow the steps of tourists to different places in the country and the world. The central province of Thanh Hóa has announced 10 tours of inland places in the same name city, and 5 tours are linking major tourism sites there. More details coming up next.
The city tours introduce to visitors popular sites in Thanh Hóa City, including the later Lê Dynasty Imperial Temple, the Dong Sơn Ancient Village, the Tiên Sơn Cave, and the Trúc Lâm Ham Dông Zen Monastery. The Provincial People's Committee also announced a project to promote the city's tourism to 2030, with a view to developing cultural and spiritual tourism and ecotourism, in combination with preserving natural values and ecological environments. To promote its strengths, Thanh Hóa will organize 7 tourism spaces, including urban areas along the Ma River, Ham Dông Bridge, Pine Forest Resort, and Samson Beach. In 2015, the city welcomed 3.2 million visitors, including close to 100,000 foreigners, and earned $133 million from tourism activities.
And that's the end of our bulletin. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.